Hi Libra, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing a bonus reading for you guys. You had the highest viewership last week, so I wanted to say thank you. I am going to start by letting you know that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Libra out there. So guys, just take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that the energies can reverse. So if it is resonating, get in where you fit in. But as always, Libra, please don't force yourself into a reading that is not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Libra? Libra. Happy New Year to everybody. All right, so Libra, you're starting out with the Hermit. You have the Five of Swords, and you have the Four of Wands. So you're working on your stability. I see you in this energy, Libra, of really trying to figure things out. You're kind of a little bit in this hermit mode. There's a lot of different directions that you might be trying to decide what direction you need to go in. There's pluses and minuses in each, and it's almost this energy of wondering if there's going to be a pitfall if you take the wrong direction. So I do feel like you're looking for clarity. You do have a lot of conflict about which direction you do want to go in. A lot of you guys are kind of in this hermit mode where you're not really going out celebrating or spending time with a lot of people either. I do feel like you're really trying to make a decision that is based upon your stability here. And I feel like that clarity is very important to you. I also feel like a lot of you are fighting for, this opportunity. There's something about an opportunity or a direction that you want to move in. You're moving very quietly. You're looking for the right answers, and it's almost like you feel like you have to fight for this opportunity. But I do see stability coming in and a reason for celebration as well. Let me see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Libra's energy. You might be isolating a little bit right now. Show me who's in Libra's energy. All right, so the person in your energy, we have the Queen of Wands. You could be dealing with an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius. We also have the Knight of Swords in the reverse, and we have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Interesting. All right, so this person that's in your energy, I feel like this is somebody you're not currently talking with, and I also feel like you had an argument with this person. Now, be careful, Libra, that you're not seated in pride with regard to this. I do feel like this is somebody who is a very attractive person. I feel like they are very attracted to you as well, and they would like to get something started. It's almost this energy of something got started, but it's not really like come to the fullness of it, at least not in this person's viewpoint. You're over here, it's almost like you're just paying attention to your own business, but this person is very highly attracted to you. Now, I will say that this is somebody that is a very attractive person. They're likely to get a lot of attention. This is someone who enjoys that attention as well. People kind of flock to this person for some reason, and they're very charismatic. But that being said, they're not always truthful, or if it's not a lack of truth, it's an argumentativeness that does occur with this person. This is somebody who is currently possibly having some financial difficulty, or they've had a big loss. I do feel like this is someone that had an ending with you, though. They're still very attracted to you, but there's no communication right now. So let me see the energy between the two of you. And neither of you are communicating. And I feel like for you, Libra, it was because there was some sort of an altercation here. Yeah, the Nine of Swords. There's a lot of anxiety here on both sides. Yeah, a lot of anxiety. You think about this person a lot, but you feel like they're deceptive in some way. And I feel like even though you would like, on some level, you would like to move in their direction, you feel like they're deceptive. Let me see what's affecting this connection. Show me what's affecting this connection. Okay, so the wisest. So there could be a commitment. I do see changes happening here. So this altercation was because this person was likely in another commitment. And they're not, so there's no communication, but there's a sense here that you feel like the time is running out on this, and so do they. So do they. So they know that if they're going to approach you, that they're going to have to do it rather soon. But it looks like there was a commitment. So I don't know if you were in another commitment or they were, but there's something to, or maybe this person wasn't giving commitment to you, but there's something about commitment here. All right, so let me see. Show me the outcome for Libra. The Ten of Pentacles. Well, that's excellent. So it looks like your money is coming in, and it also looks like with the Ten of Pentacles, that's the everything card. That's having everything. It's the financial wealth, the stability that you're definitely looking for. It's the, love interest that you're looking for. It's basically having everything. It also does indicate to me, Libra, that you are surrounded by either family or close friends that are highly supportive of you. So, bottom of the deck is the Four of Pentacles. This is underlying energy, and it does indicate to me, Libra, that you may be holding on to this connection, but I also feel like you're rather defensive with this person as well. And I can see why, because there was some altercation and it had something to do with commitment. Either someone else was in another commitment, or this person may not have been offering commitment. But I do see changes happening here. I'm also seeing those changes are involving something that is written, a text, an email. It looks like there's something written. So let's clarify your reading. Spirit, why is the Hermit here for Libra? All right, Four of Wands reversed and the Three of Coins. So you're definitely trying to figure out how to go about making your own stability here. I do feel like a lot of you guys are working very hard. You're trying to figure out something with regard to your work, your finances here, because there is some instability in your primary foundation. And this is, it's almost like every direction that you step, Libra, there's a feel of treachery, of, you don't want to take the wrong course, and you don't want to be deceived. There's a sense of feeling like if you go in the wrong direction, you're going to be deceived. Now, with regard to this person, I definitely feel that there's something to do with a marriage or a commitment. Now, I can't tell yet if it's you or if it's them. If it's them, you're not willing to have any kind of a foundation with this person unless they end that connection. And if it's you, you might be already in the process of ending that connection in order to form stability with this person. What I do see is that there is some sort of a contract that is here. It's a soul contract, or could even be a physical contract. But there's a sense of there being some sort of a contract. I do feel like you are cooperative with this person as long as they approach you in the right energy. And there's a lot of anxiety between the two of you. Why is the Five of Swords here? All right, we have the Three of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, you love this person. Libra, you have feelings for this person, but I feel like you've after this altercation, after this argument between you and this person, I feel like you kind of turned your back a little bit. Either you weren't fighting for fair, which I don't know about that, because Libras are generally pretty balanced and, pretty fair. until you're not. But I feel like you've been waiting for this person to approach you. See, you're over here looking away from them, waiting for them to resolve this conflict between the two of you. If they are in another connection, I feel like you will keep the lid on that cup of love. You're not going to just give your love to just anyone. Even though you have the feelings for this person, you're keeping it to yourself right now. And I do feel like you're waiting to see if this person's going to resolve whatever this conflict was. Let me see. You may also be waiting to see if they're going to end something elsewhere. Why is this Four of Wands here? King of Cups reversed. And the Five of Cups. Oh, so Libra, it looks like you established some sort of a contract with this person. You were building a foundation. And either they pulled back and weren't offering commitment, but more likely it looks like they were involved with someone else. And they could have been married or in a long-term connection. And so at some point there was an altercation between the two of you. And you pulled back. You were waiting for them to do the right thing. You were waiting for them to resolve their issues. And it looks like they didn't. And this is why I see that there's this sense of time running out on this. Time is running out on change in this connection. So you slowly pulled your emotions back. You pulled your heart back. And at this point, you've built a wall. You're looking at the past. You're trying to learn from the past. And I do feel like you've learned a lot from this. But it's almost giving you this energy, Libra, that, you know, relationships are treacherous. There's a lack of trust now in your energy. And a lot of you guys are kind of looking at this connection and you're saying, I gave my emotions, I gave my love, I was stable in this connection, I was cooperative, I was loving, and this person, I don't think they ever even loved me. Yeah. So let's look at their energy. It's a feeling here, almost a feeling betrayed somewhat. There's sadness. There's sadness with regard to this. Let me look at their energy. Why is the Queen of Wands here for the person in Libra's energy? All right, we have the Page of Cups. And we have the Eight of Cups reversed. Yeah, so you were new. You were someone new in their energy. I don't think this person approached you with an understanding of who you were. It's this energy of them approaching you more in a lustful way, which is what they were used to. And they developed feelings for you. And they can't truly walk away from those feelings. So I don't feel like they knew that they were going to have feelings. They thought this was going to be more lustful. And I don't think that was on your agenda at all. I think you kind of opened your heart up wide to this person. Now, it does look like this person is, you know, wanting to come back towards you and express something to you. So, and it does look like they're going to approach you in a very sweet and kind way. It seems like an olive branch, but they're very concerned about doing that. Because there hasn't been any communication for a while. Show me why this Knight of Swords is in reverse. Why is this Knight of Swords in reverse? All right, we have the Six of Swords. And we have the Queen of Swords reversed. So you could be dealing with a Gemini, another Libra, or an Aquarius. But this person in your energy, they were not talking with you because they've been angry or they feel like you're angry. So this person, you know, whenever this argument occurred between the two of you, this person basically cut you out. They could have ghosted you or just, you know, there's this energy of cutting you out, of them being angry, of them blaming, you know, this on, you know, blaming the separation on you, perhaps, saying, well, you know, Libra just is not cooperative. Libra is just full of chaos. I don't need this chaos. I'm moving on. So this person literally cut you out, moved away from the connection, and now I feel like this is somebody who is wanting to reach out. They're wanting to make a return. Yeah. They don't feel like you're open or receptive to talking to them, though. They do want to approach you, but they feel like you're angry, that you're not receptive. Let me see why the Ace of Pentacles is here in reverse. Ace of Wands and the Lovers in reverse. Yeah, so this ending between the two of you, it was a real loss for this person, but they chose to go in another direction. And likely, if they were already involved in another connection, they stayed with whoever they were currently with. But I feel like they're very passionate towards you. See, the problem is that the emotions crept in and they weren't expecting that. And I don't think that that's a problem necessarily, but this person does. If there was a physical connection between the two of you, this person thinks about you constantly. But this ending was pretty major for them. They're not accepting accountability for it. They're kind of blaming you. They could still be angry. Let's look at the energy between the two of you. Show me. So this ended badly. And I feel like this person really cut you out, and now they might be regretting that. They may be trying to offer an olive branch to you, or they want to, but I feel like they're worried about what'll happen because they don't feel like you're receptive. Page of Swords reversed and the Seven of Wands reversed. So I do feel like if this person does approach you, you're not going to see it coming because you're very silent. You're over here working on yourself, working on your own stability, really financially mostly, but there's just this sense that in your world, somehow this relationship made you feel like any direction you moved could be perilous. And I do feel like you feel somewhat deceived. So I don't think you're going to see this coming. You're not keeping up with this person. You're over here working on your own stability. They're feeling rather powerless. It's like they have other people around them, but their attraction is towards you. So they want to resolve the conflict that's between the two of you, and what they want to do is offer this olive branch. Let me see why the wisest is here. Show me why the wisest is here. Oh yeah, they definitely want to resolve the conflict. Two of Cups, Five of Swords reversed. Now you have the Five of Swords in the upright. So this person wants to bring peace to the situation. I will say it doesn't look like they are currently accepting responsibility or accountability. They are kind of saying, you know, that it was you that caused the problem. And I'm not seeing that in your energy. What I'm seeing is that there was a previous connection that caused the issues here. I do see this person reaching out, and I do see you being very receptive to that, because the truth is that you love this person. You feel like they are a soulmate, and on some level you may be upset with them, but you have been waiting for them to reach out. I don't feel like you will reach out to them. I do feel like you're hoping, though, that they will, and it does look like they're going to. It will likely be something very small, though. You know, and again, I'm seeing something in writing, so it could be a text like Happy New Year's, but their goal, their intention is to test the waters and see if you are open or if you're angry with them. And I do see at one point you were very angry. Let me see the outcome for Libra. Show me the outcome for Libra. All right, so we have the Seven of Swords reversed. We have the Eight of Swords reversed. And we have the Hierophant. So, yeah, what's changed? What's changed? This person is still in a commitment, and they're still coming towards you with passion. They're still choosing to be in that commitment, and that's really at the center of the issues between the two of you. It's what caused the arguments here. This person has not come out of that connection. They're approaching you to open the door, and their goal is to have a new beginning with you, but it's based on passion and not the emotion, not the commitment. And so I do feel like this person is approaching you in the same energy. I also feel like they know what needs to be done. We have the Eight of Swords reversed, so they know that they need to free themselves from this previous commitment in order to truly have a new beginning with you. In your energy, I do feel like, you know, you're going to be very sad once you realize how this person is approaching. Even though you have the feelings, you have the love for them, I feel like you've learned a deep and hard lesson here, and you're saying basically, look, you're approaching me in the same energy. I see you for who you are, and I don't want any more of the deception. So I learned my lesson, and I don't even feel like you really cared for me. I am freeing myself from this. Now, the good news is you do have the Ten of Pentacles coming, so there is some kind of stability that is coming. A lot of you guys are going to be receiving, you know, huge financial benefits in some manner, because I do see your money is definitely becoming way more stable. And so I don't know what's happening here. I do know you've been working very hard, but your money is looking great. And I do feel that as far as this connection, you're going to call this person out. You're just basically going to say, yeah, I do love you, but that love is not enough. You know what needs to be done, and they do. And you're coming at me in this deceptive energy still. And at this point, I don't even feel like you actually love me. I've learned my lesson. I've had enough. And it's at that point, Libra, that this Ten of Pentacles comes in. You could have also had a recent breakup with somebody new, or there could be somebody new in your peripheral energy that you either are not recognizing or, you know, haven't met yet. But regardless, this person, I feel like you have their number. So you're kind of right to be very guarded with them. And I do see that you are in the underlying energy. We also have the Ten of Wands. So I do feel like right now, the underlying energy is that you feel like, you know, taking up with this person is just going to lead you back to the same place that you were before, and that you have learned a lot of lessons. So I feel like there's too many problems here that this person, although they know what needs to be done, is refusing to do. And so that is going to create a blockage. They have the key. They are just failing to pick up the key and apply it to the situation. And you're saying, no, I don't need those problems in my life. So, yeah, good for you. It looks like it was a hard lesson learned, though. Let me pull an oracle card for you. I'm using my Foxfire deck. I'm going to use these for the New Year readings as well. I just love this deck. All right, so you have number 6. It's called Rare Knowledge. Give me a second and I will read that for you. All right, it says, you now have within you wisdom that many others have denied or destroyed, and it is for you to discover this, understand this, and to regrow this within the world. This ancient knowledge is simple in many ways, and it has been kept by the indigenous people of this planet. But there are people like you whose role it is to be a keeper of the wisdoms and to spread the seeds for future generations. Doing this will enhance your memory and your vitality and cultivate a sense of being here for a purpose. What you can do is to keep the sense of knowledge very simple and be very kind, and to see that many people are not ready to embrace the simplicity and beauty. This card also asks you to be open to making shifts and changes within your food sources. to become simple and to eat old foods, foods that have been on this planet for a long time. This change will help you to be straightforward and clear about who you are, and this process will see you beginning to reveal more and more of who you are. And as you grow older, you will become an inspiration to others. This will be because of your vitality, and your clear and simple wisdom will be a kind of beacon to others. You will be a person whom others feel is heartfelt and warm, calm and tranquil, yet highly impactful on the life of others, simply through your focus and your wisdom. All of the simple things, when this card comes, are the way through to higher wisdom. Ooh, that's pretty astounding. I am a Libra as well, and I can definitely relate to that. I know that even with regard to the foods, my food choices are now much more simple. I don't really eat out a whole lot. I don't eat, the fast food type of things. So yeah, if you also notice on this card, this individual is removing a mask. So I do feel like you are coming into your own here, Libra. So, congratulations on that. And, keep your chin up. And until I see you in, Happy New Year, by the way. And until I see you guys in your next reading, I hope that you will subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, hype the video if you get the opportunity. And until I see you in the next video, know that you are loved, Libra, and namaste.